Our remarkable planet, this beautiful blue sphere teeming with life, is undergoing a profound transformation. We often speak of the weather, the day-to-day changes in sunshine, rain, or wind. But climate is something far grander. It is the long-term pattern of weather in a particular region, established over many decades, even centuries. It is the reliable rhythm to which life is accustomed. For millennia, Earth's climate has remained relatively stable, allowing ecosystems and human civilizations to flourish. This stability has been the silent, dependable bedrock upon which our world has been built. However, that dependable rhythm is now changing at a pace we have never witnessed before. The term climate change refers to this significant and lasting shift in the Earth's average weather patterns. It is not merely a matter of a few warmer summers or colder winters. It represents a fundamental alteration of the entire global system. This change is happening with alarming speed, disrupting the delicate balance that has sustained life for so long. Understanding this shift is perhaps the most critical challenge of our time, as its consequences touch every corner of our world and every aspect of our lives. The importance of this issue cannot be overstated. Climate change is not a distant threat looming on the horizon. Its effects are already being felt today. From the highest mountains to the deepest oceans, the evidence of a warming world is all around us. It affects the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we grow. It poses a direct threat to the countless species with which we share this planet, pushing many towards the brink of extinction. For humanity, it challenges our health, our economies, and the very stability of our societies, making it a matter of urgent global concern. This is why we must talk about it, and why we must act. The stability we once took for granted is faltering, and the intricate web of life is being strained. The changes we are witnessing are a direct message from our planet, a warning that the systems we all depend upon are under immense pressure. It is a shared challenge that transcends borders and generations. By grasping the reality of climate change, we take the first step towards protecting our only home and securing a sustainable future for all the living things that depend upon it. To understand climate change, we must first appreciate the wonderful mechanism that makes life on Earth possible. Our planet is wrapped in a protective layer of gases called the atmosphere. This atmosphere acts much like the glass of a greenhouse. When sunlight, which is a form of energy, reaches the Earth, some of it is reflected back into space. However, much of this energy is absorbed by the land and oceans, warming our world. This warmth is what allows life, in its incredible diversity, to thrive here. Without this natural process, Earth would be a frozen, inhospitable place. As the Earth's surface warms, it radiates heat back outwards, towards space. This is where certain gases in our atmosphere play a crucial role. These are known as greenhouse gases. They include water vapor, carbon dioxide, and methane. These gases are special because they can trap some of the outgoing heat, preventing it from escaping directly into space. This trapping of heat is what we call the greenhouse effect. It is a perfectly natural and essential process that keeps our planet's average temperature at a comfortable level, allowing liquid water to exist and life to flourish. The problem we face today is not the greenhouse effect itself, but its enhancement. For thousands of years, the concentration of these greenhouse gases in the atmosphere remained in a delicate balance. This balance maintained a stable climate, allowing ecosystems and human societies to adapt and prosper. It was like having a blanket of just the right thickness, keeping the planet comfortably warm. The natural world had its own cycles for releasing and absorbing these gases, such as through plant respiration and volcanic activity, keeping the system in a state of equilibrium. However, human activities over the last 2 centuries have begun to dramatically alter this balance. We are, in effect, thickening this planetary blanket. By adding vast quantities of extra greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, we are causing it to trap more and more heat. This intensification of the natural greenhouse effect is what is driving the rapid warming of our planet. The system is no longer in balance. The extra trapped heat is disrupting climate patterns, warming the oceans, and fundamentally changing the world as we know it. The Earth's climate has, of course, changed naturally throughout its long history. These changes have been driven by powerful forces, such as variations in the Earth's orbit around the Sun, known as Milankovitch cycles. These cycles influence the amount of solar energy our planet receives over very long timescales, leading to ice ages and warmer interglacial periods. Volcanic eruptions are another natural cause. When a volcano erupts, it can release large amounts of particles and gases into the atmosphere, which can temporarily cool the planet by reflecting sunlight. These natural drivers have shaped our world over millions of years. However, the warming we are experiencing today is happening at a speed that cannot be explained by these natural cycles alone. The scientific consensus is overwhelming. Human activities are the dominant cause of the current, rapid climate change. This period of intense human influence began with the Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries. It was then that we began to burn fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, on a massive scale to power our factories, homes, and transport. List: media group, coal being shoveled into steam engine, oil refinery at dusk, natural gas plant with flames, trains loading coal stock, distribute equally coal, oil, natural gas. This process releases enormous quantities of greenhouse gases that had been locked away underground for millions of years. Beyond the burning of fossil fuels, another major human driver is the change in how we use land. Deforestation, the clearing of vast areas of forest for agriculture, ranching, or urban development, has a twofold effect. List: media group, large deforested area with tree stumps, cattle grazing on former forest land, construction site in cleared forest to stock distribute equally agriculture, ranching, urban development. Trees are vital because they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, a process known as photosynthesis. When we cut them down, we lose this crucial natural service. Furthermore, when forests are burned to clear land, the carbon stored within the trees is released back into the atmosphere, adding yet another layer to the thickening greenhouse blanket. Industrial processes and modern agriculture also contribute significantly. The manufacturing of cement, for instance, is a major source of carbon dioxide emissions. Agriculture, particularly the raising of livestock like cattle, produces large amounts of methane, a potent greenhouse gas. The use of nitrogen-based fertilizers in farming also releases nitrous oxide, another powerful heat-trapping gas. When combined, these human activities have fundamentally altered the chemical composition of our atmosphere, pushing our climate system into a new and dangerously unstable state. The evidence that our world is warming is clear, compelling, and can be seen all around us. The most direct piece of evidence is the rise in global average temperatures. For over a century, scientists have meticulously recorded temperatures from weather stations, ships, and satellites all over the globe. These records show a clear and unambiguous upward trend. The past decade has been the warmest ever recorded, and this warming is not uniform. The polar regions, in particular the Arctic, are warming at more than twice the rate of the rest of the planet, with profound consequences. This rising heat is having a dramatic effect on the world's ice. Glaciers, the great rivers of ice found in mountain ranges from the Himalayas to the Andes, are retreating at an unprecedented rate. For communities that depend on these glaciers for their fresh water supply, this is a developing crisis. Furthermore, the massive ice sheets covering Greenland and Antarctica are also losing mass. They are melting from the surface and sliding faster into the ocean, contributing directly to the rise in sea levels. The loss of this ancient ice is a stark visual indicator of a world out of balance. The oceans, which cover over 70% of our planet's surface, have absorbed the vast majority of the extra heat trapped by greenhouse gases. This warming of the ocean has several consequences. It causes the water itself to expand, a process known as thermal expansion, which is a major contributor to sea level rise. Warmer waters also fuel more powerful tropical storms and hurricanes. Furthermore, the oceans have absorbed about a third of the carbon dioxide we have released, causing the water to become more acidic. This ocean acidification threatens marine life, particularly organisms with shells, like corals and shellfish. Finally, we are witnessing an increase in the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events. Heat waves are becoming more common, lasting longer, and reaching higher temperatures. Heavy rainfall events are leading to more severe flooding in some regions, while other parts of the world are experiencing more prolonged and intense droughts. Wildfire seasons are becoming longer and more destructive as landscapes become hotter and drier. These events are not isolated incidents. They are the predictable symptoms of a climate system that is being supercharged with extra energy. The changes to our climate are not simply abstract figures on a chart. They have real and far-reaching consequences for the natural world and for human society. Ecosystems across the globe are being pushed to their limits. As temperatures rise, plants and animals are forced to shift their ranges towards the poles or to higher altitudes to find suitable conditions. Those that cannot move or adapt fast enough face the threat of extinction. Coral reefs, the vibrant underwater cities that support a quarter of all marine life, are bleaching and dying in warmer, more acidic seas, a devastating loss of biodiversity. Our access to fresh water is also under threat. The melting of glaciers, which act as natural water towers for billions of people, means less reliable water flow in major rivers during dry seasons. Changing rainfall patterns can lead to severe water shortages and droughts in some areas, while causing catastrophic floods in others. This variability makes it incredibly difficult for communities to manage their water resources, affecting everything from drinking water supplies to sanitation and hygiene, and increasing the potential for conflict over this precious resource. Food security is another major concern. Agriculture is highly dependent on predictable climate patterns. Changes in temperature and rainfall, along with the increase in extreme weather events like droughts and floods, can devastate crops and reduce yields. This makes food production more volatile and can lead to food shortages and price spikes, disproportionately affecting the most vulnerable populations. The health of our oceans also impacts the millions of people who depend on fishing for their livelihoods and as their primary source of protein. The impacts on human health are direct and varied. More intense heat waves lead to an increase in heat-related illnesses and deaths. Poor air quality, often associated with the burning of fossil fuels and wildfires, exacerbates respiratory problems. Changing climate patterns can also expand the range of disease-carrying insects like mosquitoes, increasing the risk of diseases such as malaria and dengue fever. Furthermore, the displacement of communities due to sea level rise or desertification can lead to significant mental health challenges and social instability. Faced with such a monumental challenge, it is easy to feel overwhelmed, but we are not without solutions. Our response to climate change can be broadly divided into two crucial strategies: mitigation and adaptation. Mitigation means taking action to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions that are causing the problem in the first place. This is the most critical task. It involves a fundamental shift in our energy systems, moving away from fossil fuels and towards clean, renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and geothermal power. This transition is not only possible but is already underway across the world. Improving energy efficiency is another key part of mitigation. This means using less energy to achieve the same or better results, whether in our homes, our industries, or our transportation. Simple measures like better insulation in buildings, more efficient appliances, and switching to public transport, cycling, or electric vehicles can collectively make a huge difference. Protecting and restoring our natural world is also a powerful mitigation tool. Reforestation and sustainable land management can help draw enormous amounts of carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, locking it away safely in soils and biomass. At the same time, we must also pursue adaptation. Since some degree of climate change is now unavoidable due to past emissions, adaptation involves making changes to our societies to cope with the impacts we are already experiencing and those that are yet to come. For coastal communities facing rising seas, this might mean building seawalls, restoring protective mangrove forests, or even planning for relocation. For farmers, it could involve planting more drought-resistant crops or developing more efficient irrigation systems to cope with changing rainfall patterns. This global challenge requires a global response. International agreements, such as the Paris Agreement, provide a framework for countries to work together, set targets for reducing their emissions, and support one another in these efforts. But action is not just the responsibility of governments. Individuals, communities, and businesses all have a vital role to play. Our daily choices, what we eat, how we travel, what we buy, all have an impact. By demanding change, supporting sustainable businesses, and making conscious decisions, we can collectively drive the transition to a low-carbon world. Our planet's future, and our own, depends on it.